already kind of addressed this in a different video, but because of this interaction I've had with this on one of my videos, I thought I would address it again. You know, how do you know that just the symptom, what you call the symptoms of bipolar disorder, aren't just, excuse me, your personality? First of all, I know what I was like. I know what felt right and what felt wrong when I was in an episode. You know, sometimes it was when I came out of it and I was like, that was an episode. I know when I am in a normal mood that this is me. This is me. I came back to me. And then sometimes my brain takes me on a trip to someone else or somewhere else. You know, the manic episode person, the depressive person. And then I come back to me. I know who me is. And me does not, you know, I was a nurse. I was good. I worked with cancer patients. I took pride in what I did. I always got great evaluations. I was always the one that was stickler for rules and regulations and doing it the right way. And during manic episode, I started stealing narcotics. Not because I wanted to get high. Because I was in a manic episode and I thought everyone around me was a peon. I was so above these people. I'm so bored here. Walking around laughing at everyone under my breath and smirking and being arrogant inside my head. And this is called delusion of grandeur. I could do anything and get away with it. Watch me. And it was a high of getting away with it because I'm so much better. I'm so above these people. God, look at what I can do right under their freaking noses. God, you know, that's not me. One night I was it went on for about 4 to 6 weeks. And one night at work, over a period of a few hours, I came out of that state. And I realized what I had done, and it freaked me out. And I turned myself in. Now that person, the responsible person who did the right thing, that's me. Not the one who took the narcotics, okay? I know that. I also know that delusions are not part of a personality. That's not a personality trait, being delusional. I mean, I know people make, oh, you're so delusional, jokes about it. I'm talking serious psychosis. So, and I get that with mania and depression. So, you know, that's just not, you know, delusions is not a part of my personality. And neither are hallucinations, hearing things that aren't there. Being paranoid, you know, those are not a part of me. And I just feel that. That's all I can say, is that I know that wasn't me. That was the disorder. And it's not an excuse. I have always taken responsibility for anything I've done in an episode. And I have apologized, and it gets very tiresome cleaning up messes and things, but I take responsibility. It is not an excuse, but I do know that I do everything I can to stay healthy. But for me, sometimes some stuff, it's still, every once in a while I'll have an episode that, you know, sneaks through. So but I know when I am myself. And these past months, I used to live with my mom because I had to, because I was not safe to live by myself. That's not personality either. You know, I'm 39. I should be able to live on my own. I had you know, I at one point was perfectly capable, but my disorder increased in severity as I got older. But I finally got a medication regimen And I feel like myself consistently, and it has been so long since I have felt that way. I still get undercurrents of mood changes, but primarily I feel like Megan. This is me. It's nice to be here. It's nice to feel comfortable and safe, and that I can trust what I'm hearing and seeing. And for the most part, and I'm living on my own. That's proof in the pudding when you think about medication. Before I got my medication situated, and sometimes it needs to be rearranged, but this is the best I've done in a very long time. I couldn't live on my own, so I do tend, and I apologize, sort of, because I do tend to get defensive about when people say, how do you know you have bipolar disorder? Just, my goodness, you would know if you spent time with me over the years, if you could watch that movie, you would see that it fit. And just trust me that I know when I am in a normal mood episode, when I am me. This is me. This is not mania compelling me to do things. This is not depression that won't let me get out of bed. And also, these moods, my life could be going just fine, and I feel fine, and I'm happy with how things are, and an episode comes along, and it has nothing to do with what you're thinking, what's going on. It's just something in the, something in the chemicals changes, and what used to be fine with you, what situation used to be fine with you, suddenly, depression's whispering in your ear that it's not. Nobody loves you. You're a loser, and nothing has changed. Your situation hasn't changed. It's the disorder. And I know a lot of people have a hard time understanding that who haven't experienced it. But I get defensive and I get angry because I know what life is like for me without medication, without treatment for the symptoms of bipolar disorder. I wouldn't be able to live on my own if I'd have to live with my mom. My mom would be in distress taking care of me because I would be manic and I would be depressed and I would be in danger. I would probably actually not even be able to live with her. I would probably actually be in a home, and forced to take medication because I have a history of psychosis and mania. And and suicide ideation and delusions with depression. So I don't even want to think what life would be like if I didn't have medication. My quality of life would suck. I would not be able to enjoy anything in life at all. I just wouldn't be able to function. I wouldn't be able to trust anything that I encounter visually or auditorily, if that's a word. And I think this is going to be the last video that I'm going to kind of address that issue, because I just get so worked up and defensive, and I shouldn't have to. It just makes me, so frustrated, because if you walked in my shoes, I just wish you could. So, that's it.